So welcome along to the Southampton International Boat Show 2023. I did feel this year it was a much quieter show for attendance than previous years, but it did feel a bigger show, and it also felt like there were a lot more smaller craft on sale. This is a real big thing for me because I found that the entry point to get into boating has become impossibly expensive, and some of the larger manufacturers, their price point for entry is now so high that most people could never afford to buy their boats. So it was a welcome change to see many kayaks, inflatables, ribs and also day boats on sale. So I hope you enjoy this walk around the boat show and also enjoy the interesting conversations I had with one or two people I bumped into as I was walking around.
It's like a coracle rather than a canoe. That's amazing. Really interesting construction here. It's made of corrugated plastic and it's a fold-up canoe. 8 kilograms, it's incredibly light. Not sure what the sun protection on these is going to be like either. But do look a lot of fun. And here's a rib with a difference. It's got a little asymmetric sail attached to it. A little bit like the old Walker Bays. Could be a lot of fun. I think you definitely would need that dagger board on there.
Every year you'll always bump into at least one person who's got some unbelievable challenge under their belt ahead. This year was no different. I met these guys, Sofa to Sailboat. I was already aware of their project because they're raising money for 4 really important charities, including St Helena Hospice, which is a local hospice to where I live. And so it was really important I had a chat with them to find out more about what their plans were.
I'm here today with John from Sofa to Sail. Now this guy is really amazing because he's got a Leisure 19.
A Leisure 17.
Leisure 17,
yes,
even smaller. And he's going to sail the Atlantic in this boat.
We are.
So tell us more.
I was a little bit unwell during lockdown, and part of my recovery project was to have something to focus on. So I started Sofa to Sailboat, a little bit like Couch to 5K, but a lot more extreme. So let me talk to you a little bit about Poppet. So Poppet's a Leisure 17. She's 51 years old. She's had 11 new watertight compartments, a Lumar Ocean companionway hatch. She's having a new rig. She's copper coated to protect the hull. She had a little bit of osmosis, which we've repaired. She's also got a new skeg. We originally had our 2.8mm chain plates, which we've upgraded to these lovely 6mm laser cut parts.
Wow, it looks some impressive stuff. So how far are you on your fundraising at the moment before you set off?
Not as close as I hoped we would be. We're self-funding the boat with help of some sponsors. We've raised about £2,800 for charity so far. We're aiming ultimately for about £100,000. So anyone that would like to contribute, you can visit sofatosailboats.co.uk or dinghywithalid.co.uk, and there's a big orange donate button on there, and you can really help our 4 charities, which are Macmillan, Mind, MSUK and St Helena Hospice,
which is absolutely a fantastic set of charities to support. When you look at this crossing the Atlantic, what is the smallest boat to have sailed the Atlantic?
The smallest boat is in the 5-foot range.
Yes.
So we're considerably bigger than the smallest boat. But potentially will be the smallest boat with a crew of 2. One of the smallest being Shrimpy by Shane Acton.
Yeah.
So we're 17 foot, so we're a couple of foot smaller than that. So we're hoping Guinness will recognise the achievement after we've completed the crossing.
Yeah, one of my former colleagues has rowed the Atlantic and got the world record for that. It's the most disabled person to row.
Oh, amazing.
Lee Spencer, Frank Spencer as he's known to us. So good luck. Thank you very much for talking to us today. And good luck with Sofa to Sailboat, which you can find on both Twitter and Facebook.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.
JK has been joined in this challenge by none other than British powerlifting champion Faris Collins. He described himself to me as just the ballast, but we know he's so much more than that. I did get a chance to speak to him, but not in this interview, but I do promise we'll catch up with these guys very, very soon.
Hello, good morning.
And then I saw a few local organisations. This is one of the original Swallows and Amazons boats, which is still being sailed on the Broads, and also these guys from Woodbridge and Waldringfield on the River Deben.
That's got to be the biggest outboard that I've seen today. Wow.
If you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel you're watching, please do so, and don't forget to press the like button. This is a show announcement.
Excuse me. What's that big boat you've got on the marina there? What's that called? What's that? Hello, Richard.
Listen, it's a jacket I stole earlier.
Don't put your coats down at the marina.
Yeah.
At the boat show, because you may lose them.
If you put it down, you're not going to find it. It's
What have you stolen, Lisa?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
Sometimes you say things and you never quite know who's listening to you. No, they didn't arrest Richard, but we did send him off down to the Volvo IPS test facility so he could have a go at docking some boats and getting under a few bridges.
Bridge goes down and takes the radar arch off. Quick. Watch that radar arch. No.
Within and around the display halls were the normal engine manufacturers, those selling charter excursions and the larger commercial companies. There were some old favourites there, such as Hydrovane, really useful if you want to go solo sailing, and some innovators as well, such as Sleipner, who have changed the marketplace for vectored thrust. However, there were a lack of the normal sellers, things like chandleries and those that sold bits and pieces. Although I did get accosted by somebody trying to sell me a fake watch, which I found very strange.
And the times they're on, we may be arriving perhaps later.
Over the course of the show, there are also a number of seminars that you can jump into at any time completely for free on the foredeck stage. But it was time for me to grab a quick bite to eat for lunch, and then I'd be heading off to look at a few boats. If you follow one or two boating channels on YouTube, you'll know that this bag is a very famous bag. But who did it belong to?
We found Mr. Burnham buying his latest car. How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing?
But we'll let you buy a new car, because
got to start somewhere.
I've got a feeling this is going to be the next thing on the boat, on the car page. But anyway, I'll leave you to it. Lovely meeting you.
And you, yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, no problem.
The absolute godfather of boating channels on YouTube, Mr. Nick Burnham, Aquaholic. Great bloke to talk to, although I really didn't get enough of a chance to talk to him, and I did rather ambush him while he was talking to the Bentley representative. Making my way down onto the pontoons though, I'd been aware that some of them had been closed over previous days due to high wind and weather, but they looked okay for the moment, and I also have to commend the security staff as well. They've been great, absolutely brilliant people doing a fantastic job. This is the first boat I looked at, the Monaco. I'm really impressed with Parker's boats at the moment. This is such a bigger boat than it looks on paper, and outboards I do think are going to take a bigger part of the boating business in Europe going forward.
So this is the Pardo 60, an amazing looking boat, similar to what you see in Miami, and the 40 as well, amazing looking. So British Marine being overcautious and closing the jetties because of the wind. We've just been asked to leave the jetties and come off the marina. Yeah, it's windy, but not that bad.
Luckily, it was only 1 or 2 pontoons that had been closed, but I took the opportunity to pop back into Ocean Hall and have a look at a few marine navionics before then going back down onto the berths and having a look at some more brand new boats.
I can only say that the wind is blowing at around about 4-6 here at the moment. Here at the Southampton Boat Show, this wind is astronomical. All the boat trips have been cancelled today, and yesterday, in similar wind and rain, they closed the marina. So fingers crossed that we'll get around and have a look at some other bits and pieces before they make the same decision today.
It was really good to see that Fairline had bought both the Targa 45 Open and the Targa 45 GT down. At a price of around £1 million each, they were still a little bit outside my budget, but I really wanted to have a look inside both and compare them.
This is the Targa 45 Open, and really quality boat, lovely bathing platform on the back with a bathing cushion, and even the details with the LED inlight. That's just fantastic for the mood lighting in the back. What a place for an evening. Even on a windy day like today, this feels absolutely secure in the back here. Huge retractable roof, hence the open. Fridge. Ice maker. Fridge. There's something to be said about a new boat smell as well. Into the master cabin. And I really like this. I love this panelling inlay at the back here. This just looks fantastic. It's lovely. Just looking at the master cabin on the Targa 45, and it's amazing how much headroom you've got. I can stand up in here at the back and I've got a good foot above my head, and even around the bed I can stand up straight, which is probably about the same sort of height that I've got on our existing boat at the moment. Huge amount of room. I really like this boat, and it's got the AV equipment hidden up in the top there. I think there's an option to put a sofa in here, as what James calls a sock sofa, but yeah, I like that. I like that layout with the drawers and the storage. It's a shame you can't find like a stool that could fit on there, but once again, the inlay at the back is fantastic. Just beautiful boat, well thought out boat.
It was great to compare the two Targas side by side. I also wanted to have a look on the new Squadron 58. I didn't quite get enough time to do that. There's a great video online from boats.co.uk, but having a look at those wings, I thought I've seen those somewhere before. Now, you may be forgiven for thinking this is the same boat, but it isn't. This is a Galeon 460 Fly, and definitely Galeon were the first company to introduce this feature into the UK and European market. It really changes the character of the boat, and let's have a look at this boat in closer detail because it really is absolutely beautiful. No trip to the boat show would be complete without a visit of the Sealine stand. I found the staff really helpful, chatty, knowledgeable, and were happy to let you look on just about any boat you wanted. I found Sargo just as welcoming as Sealine and willing to let people on board and have a look at their really clever and very versatile and rugged vessels. Fantastic boats. Just across the way, the day boat market was represented well with Val Wyat Marine, showing their Interboat range. Now this is the way forward, I think, for UK boating, because most people are finding it difficult to access smaller craft, and the day boat market, especially on the Thames and the Broads, is taking off and becoming the latest fashion. I think that these boats definitely are the way forward. Moving around the marina, I also visited a few of the larger manufacturers, and I was very disappointed with Princess. I really wanted to have a look at both the F45 and the V50. Although I could get on some of the larger vessels, the rep who was standing at the end of the pontoon literally said, "I'm sorry, but if you're not seriously in the market to buy one of these boats, there is no way I can organise an appointment for you." That put me off looking at any of the other boats from the Princess range, although one of the other reps did profusely apologise and invite us on some of the larger craft. It was those two smaller craft I specifically wanted to look at. Sorry Princess, I think you've led us down a little bit here. On this occasion I didn't manage to get to the Sunseeker stand. I wish I had, because they have some fantastic boats. I know you have to make an appointment with a rep, but it's really easy once you've done so. They normally let you on board straight away. I also like this boat from Chris Craft. It's a lovely looking boat. I wish I could afford one. My favourite stands included those that sold multicoloured fenders and also all things doggy. There's something for everybody, and the show runs until the 24th of September, so there's still time to go. Have a look online, Southampton International Boat Show, you can buy some tickets, and here are just a few more reminders of what made it a really great day.